G'day fellow flight simmers and random YouTubers. Today I'll be doing, well, I was going to say Mad Monday, but it's Friday, so we'll call it Mad Friday. Okay, I'll be controlling Tail and Ben, and I'll probably extend out to Snowy as well. So, okay, before I do that, I better connect. Just let them know. Okay, all right, so what do we got? Qantas 741. He's going up to Brizzy. I'll give him the old hit the F6, tell him to contact me. Okay, so let's have a look at what the weather is for Adelaide. Okay, we got 230 at 16 knots, scattered at 4,100 visibility. I think we'll just use runway 23. So the next thing, I guess, do the airports. I would call it information golf. Expect the ILS approach, runway 23, nice and simple. We'll save that. Okay, it's all good. For some reason I'm not getting... Okay, so we'll broadcast. One 7141 G'day Melbourne Centre. Just confirm you've been given a score code. Qantas 741, squawk 6034. Now, how do I know that okay, see, if you noticed before, there was like a little cross in there. Now he's Qantas 741 advised level now. Qantas 741, just confirm you're passing 320. Qantas 741 identified, climb flight level 350. It's sort of long and laboured, but any time you sort of get 741, thanks. Yeah, that seemed like laboured way to do things, but you have to do it. You have to identify an aircraft, even though like in the scenario was when an aircraft takes off on the runway going from tower control to Melbourne control or departures or approach, you identify them. But in this case, when you're first logging on and you have an aircraft, it's important to identify them. So, who we got? Controller, Sydney approaches online. Thank you very much. Good. Okay, and let's have a look what's going on in Melbourne. First of all, I'll just have a look. Look at what's going on in Adelaide, seeing they're doing top-down service from Adelaide. Oh, and by the way, you can do, I think you can do 2 maps as well. Oh, no. Okay, I was under the impression that you could do. Oh, you probably can do 2 maps. Check. Okay, so we've got Melbourne Tower. That's not a problem. We've got approach, and we've got Moorabbin online as well. Moorabbin Atis. This is showing up as a RAM, which is route adherence monitor, which is showing off. I think it's 5 miles either way of track. I think it gives you this caution or this notification, but because he wasn't assigned a SID or the SID's not on his jurisdiction, but he's not really. He's actually on the right route or on the right airway. Because if I hit this negative sign, you see that's what's, according to his flight plan, that's what's showing, but the actual route will be going along there, along this line, along there. So that's why it's showing up. Anyhow, okay, so now as I was I've just enabled Snowy as well, and if you notice, it's transmit so if I hit Snowy, see how it changes? So I've enabled Snowy, and you just need to transmit. Tail and bin is my primary frequency, so hit the primary if you're controlling, but if you're extending, you only need to hit the transmit. Oops. Okay, so let's extend to Snowy. So we go sectors, and we go down to Snowy, we hit that, and we apply, and now it goes a light grey colour. So now we're extending to Snowy. And when you do that, you have all this stuff coming up as well. Now, before I'd need to know the ATIS is for, what's the ATIS for Sydney? The ATIS for Sydney is runway 34 left and right. Sorry, station calling. Say again your call sign. Oscar Tango November, squawk 4012. Okay, he's squawking ident. Oscar Tango November, verify level now. Oscar Tango November identified. Climb to Oscar Tango November standby. See this? RFL. Oscar Tango November, just advise your intended cruise level, sir. Yeah, Oscar Tango November. You might just check your flight plan, sir. You've indicated 029, which is 2,900. So you may want to fix that, sir. So climb to flight level 290. Yeah, well, this is VATSIM, you see. So here we are, and oh, how you going, Will? I can barely hear it. Okay, what can I do? What can I do to fix that? Let me have a look. Set up. Devices. Not sure. What am I doing? VCS tone volume. Will that fix it? Not sure. Okay, what have I done that's changed things? Just bear with me. I'll see what goes on. Okay, I'll get this guy to call me. F6. Sorry. Australian 9RD4, g'day, Melbourne Centre, squawk 4267. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I'll look at what's the Streamlabs OBS audio. Australian 985, identified, climb to flight level 360.
Flight level 360, Australia.
How's that, Will? How are you, Aussie? Aussie Aircraft 98. I might just go do Wollongong as well, seeing that I normally don't extend Wollongong, but we'll see how we go. Okay. I'll get this guy, he'll give me star, 3-4 left. I've got one ground screen there, and you can always, like I said, and you can bring up multiples. So just checking Melbourne, there's nothing happening, so that's okay. So I'm not expecting any aircraft. What I'm trying to do is just stay ahead of the game. Good now, thanks. Might do Wollongong later. Okay, Will, beautiful. Thank you very much. And hopefully that'll encourage other people around on the East Coast. Hang on, oh, something very important has arrived, guys. It's my chai tea. Oh, magnificent.
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 221, passing through flight level 320, descending down to 8,000 for Sydney.
Qantas 221, g'day, Squawk 6055.
6055, Qantas 221.
You can, I've said this before, you can either select the aircraft that way or you can click on that tag there. See how that... Qantas 221, just confirm you squawking mode Charlie, sir? Because sometimes I don't squawk mode.
Affirmative, mode Charlie, Qantas 221, 6055.
Qantas 221 identified. You cleared the River 3 arrival, runway 34 left. Descent to 9000 Sydney QNH 1002.
Descend to 9,000 for the River 3 arrival, Qantas 221.
And 221, just confirm runway 34 left.
Runway 34 left, Qantas 221.
He sounds like he's pretty new because you notice how...
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 741, we're back with you.
Qantas 741, thanks. See, whereas 741, see how confident he was? So you know he's an experienced pilot. So after a few years, you get to know through even the way they speak who are the experienced pilots. And at the end of the day, you're really here to encourage people to be online. So you're sort of, in this VATSIM environment, you've got to be a little bit tolerant and sort of, you know, just try to have people, encourage people. Oh, you're Jack. Oh, right. You're still waiting on your mentoring. Mate, you don't need mentoring. You got me. I'm here. I can do everything you want. I'll take over Melbourne Tower if you want. Who's on Melbourne Tower? Well, no one's on Melbourne Tower, are they? Someone's on... Yeah, Daniel's on Moorabbin. So... this is your opportunity, Jack. See, no one's on... This is a great tool. I've always got this on my other screen because, you know, you sort of gives you a heads up on what's happening, or, you know, like, for example, somebody... You've got to keep refreshing this, of course, but, you know, if there's a guy in Adelaide... So I always keep this on my other screen, just as sort of a bit of a heads up, and just keep an eye on that. And, you know, like I said, even though you can see here who's up there, but with this, you can see Sydney's come online and it's Will. So yeah, so I always have this in the back, on another screen. Yeah, Jack, tell me what you want to know, mate. I know as far as mentoring, or not mentoring, have you got any questions in regarding to tower controlling? Actually, talking about, I think really most of mentoring's done through Melbourne. I'll just bring up the Melbourne, and what I'll do here, Melbourne's a great configuration because it's got crossing runways, and with the beauty of crossing runways is that it allows, because of the configuration of the runways, it allows what they call, and I'm sure you've probably seen my okay, that's in regs, yeah, I know. But I guess if the opportunity arises, it might be a good idea if you could record, when the opportunity arises, record it, use OBS or something and record. Here we go. I've got someone in Melbourne. And it's Qantas. Now, see, this is always a great heads up. See this QF 97? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, here we go, new to VATSIM. Well, I could have told you that because there's always, I won't say warning bells, but QF, well, straight away you know he doesn't know what the ICAO code. So these are, I'm already aware now that this guy is new. So, it's like, be ready for him. You know what I mean? So these are all things you can sort of stay ahead of the game. And so you know that this guy, his radio calls may not necessarily be spot on, so it's stay ahead of the game. What's happening down here? Guys are Moorabbin. Oh, yeah, okay, they're mucking around in Mount Moorabbin. I don't need to know that because they're in Class G and they're probably doing circuits or something. But, these are all little telltale signs of, when someone is new to something because they might haven't done the right flight plan or they haven't put in the right ICAO code for the airline, all these little things. So, and that's what you're here for, to encourage or to, provide a learning environment for these young people. And hopefully, yeah, that's right, Jack. Lazo, mate. That's exactly right. And this is what that configuration. And you've got to remember there's certain conditions you have to meet as far as Lazo is concerned. Weather conditions, you can't have any tailwind and there's all sorts of conditions. But I'm not sure if when they do these days, I'm not sure when they do the assessment, do they have both runways happening? Like for example, 3-4 departures to the north and northeast and all other departures runway 16. I'm not sure if that happens because that would be a good scenario. Because at the end of the day, and like in real life, what they do is they try to not necessarily overload you, but make a lot of things happening. And if you can handle that, yeah, that's a good idea, Jack. Yeah, do circuits and all that. At the end of the day, you've got to know your aircraft, don't you? I mean, and I've said this heaps of times. At the end of the day, I bet you there's a lot of people out there who know how to press buttons and fly from point A to point B.
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 221.
221, go ahead.
I've been asked to contact Sydney Approach on 124.4.
Roger, Qantas 221. My apologies. Contact approach 124.4.
124.4, Qantas 221.
Oops, I got caught out. See, now that shouldn't happen because if you're a good controller, you still should be in tune. So that is terrible. I should have been in tune with that, even though now I'm not interested in this guy going north. So I don't know why I've been. I don't know. No, is there any way? I don't think I've said that I'm extending up to. What's this? I don't even know this area. What is it, Mudgee or something? So anyhow, they'll get the picture. Qantas 741, no further ATC service available. Radar services terminated. Contact Unicom 122. That's mate, g'day. And he's probably not on frequency. I'll let approach know.
Living controlled, airspace, frequency and code change approved, and contacting Unicom 122.8. G'day, Qantas 741. Cheers.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Yeah, no, yeah, Aussie. Normally VH, if you're a RPT, like an airline, like Jetstar and all that, they've got their own. So Jetstar's JST, Qantas QFA, etc., etc. You know, so all those big airlines have got their specific ICAO code. However, if you're dealing with a lighty or your own personal, if you're lucky enough to own your own aircraft, it'll be the VH. So if you're flying the Cessna or the TBM or those light type of aircraft, you'll be doing VH dash whatever, Alpha Bravo Charlie. Now, of course, you don't say in your radio telephony, you don't say Victor Hotel Alpha Bravo Charlie, you just say Alpha Bravo Charlie. Because the VH only means that it's registered in Australia. That's the only reason. Just like if it's registered in the UK, it's a G and then dash whatever. Or if it's in Germany, it's a D dash whatever. And that's more or less for light aircraft. Okay, so it's done on 1.6, see? Now, it'd be great if it's done on 1.6 and, you know, arrivals and 2.7 departures, and then have aircraft, because that's really, at the end of the day, that would be good way of assessing people, because you have to have, there's a lot of things happening, you know, and I'm sure people will get caught out, you know, giving one guy to land, another guy to land on runway 1.6, another guy taking off at 2.7. That would be interesting. Be instant fail, of course, but you know what I mean. As far as I know, both VH and just the code are fine. Yeah, in your flight plan, you put the VH. You always put the VH. Well, actually, I've seen, yeah, you could be right. But it's just a way of telling, you know, where the aircraft is registered. There's no harm. So, okay, right, let's have a look at the Canberra weather. So, AIS request. We'll clear that. We'll have a look at. Okay, so what do we got? 030. So we'll use runway 35. See now, if you notice when I did this AIS request, and you got AIS displayed, because I keep this because I can only have, because there's no METAR, or no, sorry, ATIS done, I keep this on my other, so when I give this descent down to 90,000, I can see on my other screen what the QNH is. So that's why there's that display option. Okay, so what do we got? And true to form, there's the update. So there was the old one, and now there's the new one. Adelaide ATIS, there's the changes, temperature.
Adelaide Terminal Information Hotel. Expect.
So the ATIS at Adelaide's changed, and now we got 010, so 35 is even better. So we'll put down for poly 8 alpha. Okay, so if I hit the negative sign, there's the poly 8 alpha. Okay, now, when's his top of descent? Remember I told you blokes, see how, okay, let me just, because he filed at 029, which is 2,900, let's change his flight plan, modify, 290, enter. Okay, now let's have a look. Okay, between Aaron and Polly is his top of descent. Okay, so you know, because you can see there, Aaron's 290 and then Polly, it's 184. It's already calculated his descent profile, and that's what's so good about this. So between Aaron and now, see Canberra, what you need to do is go to maps, go to Canberra, and we need to initiate the 35 and 30 names. So now between Aaron and Polly, around that area is when this guy commences his descent. Okay, so I only got 2 guys on frequency. I know basically I've got a heads up of what's going on. If my sim will work, I'm going to come and fly, Nick. Okay. Well, if I one day make the big decision to see, I don't know whether I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I want everything running really well. And it's not disappointing with MS 2020, but maybe I was expecting a better product, and you never get a fantastic product when it's released. You always got to wait a year or two. So I'm always promising I will install it, but yeah, I think I'm always waiting for the updates. But the thing is, it's every month there's an update to MS 2020. So I'm waiting for the perfect product. And if I was to wait for the perfect product, I'll probably be dead. So anyhow, yeah, I'm going to make the big move and hopefully install MS 2020. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. No, that's good, Jack. I've been waiting for about 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah. Okay. So it's because of school holidays. I guess I'm not sure where you're from, Jack. But school holidays over here. So what do we got? We got somebody in Lilydale. Okay. We got this guy here in Lilydale. Bravo Alpha Charlie. And now he's a VFR aircraft. Now 5,500. And he's VFR. See, this guy should have a dash there, but yeah, I'm being pedantic now. So VFR aircraft, straight away when you look at aircraft, the first thing you look for is if they're flying IFR or VFR. Reason for that is, of course, do I need to talk to him, or does he need to talk to me? That's even more. So we all know if you're from Melbourne, Lilydale's out here, some little grass strip runway, and he's flying. Well, that's interesting. VFR. Why is he going all this way when he can fly VFR? See, now this is... Okay. Okay. All right, yeah, so I think really he's not... Yeah, okay. He's going via the towns. I mean, the reason... Have a look at here. He's going... I think that's Mount Hotham, Wagga Wagga. I'm not sure what GLB. And then I'm not sure what this is. So it's an interesting flight plan. But anyhow, I think he's just going to put this in his GPS and just follow his GPS. And it's not really... I'm not sure what the weather's like as far as... let's have a look, actually. Okay, we don't know what Lilydale... I'm looking at my other... Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure why he's going that way. Why isn't he just following? I'm sure there's some sort of VFR landmarks, whether it be lakes or roads or something, rather than going this way. Not sure. Anyhow. Yeah. Now, see, the thing is, see, he's going into this area. He's coming into close to my airspace, actually. I'll just enable Melbourne, not Melbourne, landmarks. What's the weather in Melbourne like? Hang on, I'm just trying to work it. Melbourne METAR is 350 at 8 knots. Light showers, rain, few at 1,000. Okay. If the weather in Melbourne is this, see, this is where people just get light showers of rain, few at 1,500, scattered at 3,500, few at 4,000 with CB. This guy, now there's Melbourne there. This guy wants to fly VFR 5,500. Do you think that's a good idea? So that straight away tells me that I don't think this guy's fully up to what VFR entails. And one of the most important things you've got to know about VFR flying is you've got to have the weather for it. Because there's criteria. You've got to stay 500 feet below the crowd, 1,000 feet lateral distance, 500 feet below it, 1,000 feet above it, depending on the class of airspace too, by the way. See, and not only that, he's 5,500. If I'm a VFR aircraft, which means that A, I've got to stay clear of cloud, and B, look for other aircraft, why would I want to be trying to talk to Melbourne? So he now has to ask for a clearance because he's coming into this area, Class Charlie airspace, at sea at 2,500. So the last thing I want to do, if I'm flying VFR and I've got to look for all these things and follow the road or look for a lake or look for a mountain or whatever, and now I want to talk to air traffic control, I don't think so. So these are things you've got to be on top of. Yeah, well, yeah, probably flying the Sugarloaf VFR route. Well, doesn't look like it, because I'll tell you why. Just bear with me. Hang on, I've lost. Oscar Tango November, star clearance available.
Go ahead, Melbourne Centre.
Oscar Tango November, you cleared the Poly 8 Alpha, arrival runway 35. When ready, descend to flight level 130.
Stand by, Melbourne Centre. Is there anything comms issues?
I think he's had more than comms issues. Check his flight plan info. Some people fly with their settings VMC so they can fly at any time. Yeah, well, that's a good point. Okay, Brisbane, Albury, Melbourne. Okay, we've got a guy in Melbourne who's filed a flight plan. He's on the Cessna citation.
Yeah, Melbourne Centre, Oscar Tango November. I got the Poly 7X arrival, runway 35 at Canberra. What's my descent clearance? Thanks.
So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Oscar Tango November, sorry, what's the nature of your request, sir?
Just my star clearance. I missed that. Can you please repeat?
Oscar Tango November, I can clear you for the Poly 8 X-ray arrival, and when you're ready, descend to flight level 130.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'll take that arrival, thanks, and I'll descend to flight level 130, thanks. Oscar Tango November.
So he's just saying that basically he's got an old, he's flying the TBM, and I'm not sure if he's linked his Navigraph, but he's probably got an old, he hasn't got the latest Navigraph. Okay. So how old's your computer, Jack? You can't do it because your computer can't handle X-plane. Okay. And yeah, are we all excited about X-Plane 12? Okay, let's go back to Sugarloaf. Let's get, because I've got the VNC charts. Let me get the visual terminal charts and we'll get Melbourne up. Okay, let's bring, whoops. Okay, there's a Sugarloaf. Yep. And the Sugarloaf is see here, Sugarloaf, it's got an I don't know if you can see it, underscore S, G, and S, V. Let's see if he's got that in his flight plan. Well, I take it all back. This guy's a genius. You are right. Here it is, SGSV. So he's flying the Sugarloaf. Okay. I've been caught out. Okay, he's flying the Sugarloaf. Okay. So, now the thing is, I don't think it's VMC conditions. That's the problem. And that I'm sure of. I can guarantee you. So, and I think on VATSIM, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't you supposed to have real world weather, or VATSIM weather, rather than having all clear weather? I don't know, I don't understand it, because by having real world, it doesn't make it uniform for everyone. I better, oh, my chai tea's gone cold. The 727, okay. Well, by the way, I'm getting excited about TFDI, the MD-11. That's my favourite aircraft. It's fantastic. I loved it when the PMDG. Actually, that's the aircraft that really got me interested in actually jet flying, because it's a fantastic aircraft. So if they do the same quality as PMDG did their MD-11, man, I'm going to get it. Okay, so having said Bravo for Charlie, I don't think he's got, but he's going Sugarloaf. But the thing is, I guess maybe he wants to talk to me. So I don't know. Not sure. So we got somebody in Albury. See this funny little what's his I'm looking at this, the pre-actives, and Albury, there it is. So first of all, let's have a look at his flight plan. First thing I notice is the IFR. Okay, he's Albury. Albury Tower's not manned. Therefore, what is it? Class G, exactly. So what do I need to tell him? By clicking the pre-active, he's come over here. Albury, all I need to tell him is his squawk code and any relevant traffic. Okay? So that's that. And he's coming into Melbourne, and he's -8. Okay. All right, pretty easy. So that's another thing with air traffic. And any of you guys want to be air traffic controllers, and they ask you, what's the most important asset or attribute an air traffic controller has to have? You know, to really impress them, the people who are going to interview, you say, being able to stay ahead of the game. And I guarantee you'll impress them. Because it's something like a pilot, a competent pilot is always, you always hear it, stay ahead of the game. In other words, what's going to happen next? Who do I need to talk to? What do I need to do next? Because once you start to lose it, it's a shit fight. Okay, so Q-Link. Okay, good. Now, you can see them showing that funny look. That means ADSB. It's, remember, I think I made a video on this on radar. So he needs to give me a departure report. He's taken off from Albury and he wants to go flight level 160. Okay. Talking about that, Adelaide. I'll get the Melbourne. Okay, what do we got in Melbourne? Light showers, rain, few CBs. Okay, let's have a look at 3-5. So I would imagine I'm imagining get him on 3-4. Okay. Now Q-Link.
Melbourne Centre, Delta Uniform November, IFR taxi.
Sorry, station calling. Say again the call sign.
Delta Uniform November.
Delta Uniform November, go ahead.
Delta Uniform November, IFR salutation 2PRB, taxiing Hamilton for Port Lincoln, runway 17.
Delta Uniform November, no reported AFR, squawk 325, correction 3245.
3245, Delta Uniform November.
Okay, where are we going? He's going. Okay. So he's going Port Lincoln.
Melbourne Centre, Q-Link 1065. Are you covering Snowy Centre?
Q-Link 1065, A-firm.
Melbourne Centre, Q-Link 1065, departure report.
Q-Link 1065, go ahead.
Melbourne Centre, Q-Link 1065, departed Albury time 38. We're tracking 205, direct Dougie, passing 8,300 on climb. Dougie at time 4900, request OS clearance.
Q-Link 1065, just confirm you're squawking 4340.
Negative, we're squawking 3000 for standard transponder code airspace, Q-Link 1065.
Q-Link 1065, squawk 4340, no reported IFR.
Squawk 4340, Q-Link 1065.
Killing 1065 identified. You're cleared to Melbourne as filed. Enter control on climb to flight level 160.
Controlled, flight level 160, Q-Link 1065.
That sounds like a guy called Rossi. If you ever had the pleasure of controlling him, he flies, I'm not sure what aircraft, 737, and he never wants, I'm not sure it's a default, and he wants vectors, and he'll always turn up on a Monday. Oscar Tango November, descend to 9000, Canberra QNH 1004.
Is it 9,000, sorry?
Oscar Tango November, affirmative, 9000, sir.
Descend to 9,000, QNH 1002, Oscar Tango November.
Now, Q-Link 1065, he should have given me a taxi call back into Albury. So he gave me a departure report, so you should be given a heads up. Before you even get off the ground, you should be given if Albury Tower is not manned, it becomes a CTAF. So he should have put a transmission to CTAF, and then he should have given me a transmission on the radio. So to say that taxis, blah, 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 Albury for runway 35, and I would have given the squawk code, no reported IFR, okay? Rather than just hit me with a departure report, and so that's for you guys out there. You always got to, if you're an IFR, you've got to give the taxi call. And there's a tutorial actually on VATSIS, or VATSIS, VATPAC.
Delta Uniform November departed Hamilton Ops normal standby for departure.
See, another guy, unbelievable. Oh no, he did it right actually. Delta Uniform November, go ahead.
Delta Uniform November passing 7,100 on climb, flight level 340, estimating Nogib, top of the hour.
Delta Uniform November identified. You're cleared to Point Lincoln as filed into control area on climb to flight level 340.
Clear to enter control airspace, flight filed, climb flight level 340, Delta Uniform November.
And now he said no GIP and the hour. So if you click here, I can change that to now estimating no GIP at top of the hour. Okay, so that's what you. So if I press that, if I can find no GIP, hang on. Let's go and all points low. Okay, there it is. See now see how it's been amended, 0700. Okay, so that's basically. So he's going down there and up through, and he's doing a bit of a roundabout way of doing things. Australian 985, no further ATC service available. Radar services terminated. Contact Unicom 122.8. G'day.
Unicom 122.8, Australian 985, thanks.
Okay, so yeah, this guy did the right thing. See, he contacted me on the ground, taxis, blah, blah, blah. I apologise if you're looking or whatever. He did the right thing. He didn't do the right thing. Okay, what's your thoughts on pilots taking RMP in capable aircraft without FMC INS that can't fly SIDS or stars? Like the new 747-200, is that something, or is that, sorry, fill me in as far as piloting is concerned. Oh, it's not my, okay, Snowy's not in my control info, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, as you know, I don't do a lot of flying. Now, what are we talking about? Is this an aircraft like a payware aircraft, or you mean in real life, or I'm not quite with you. I'm not quite understanding what you're saying. Oh, okay. You mean Q-Link is not in my... Yeah. Actually... Okay, so I should have... Okay, I'll take the hit for that then. Yeah, so is this our 747-200, the default aircraft on MSFS, is it? Because as you all know, most of the default aircraft in MSFS are shithouse. Absolute crap. Anyhow, Oscar Tango November via the start descent to 7,000. Oscar Tango November via the start descent to 7,000. I think he's tuned out. I'll fly DC-9 around in VATSIM. Issue is it only has VOA capability, no GPS, yes, and can't fly SIDS or stars, but can fly VORs and NDV approaches. Am I too much of a hassle to handle? Not at all, because in the real world, I know in the real world, okay. Yeah, okay. If they're on MS 2020, they'll be shithouse. I don't really deal with when I was flying, and probably I won't fly default aircraft. At the end of the day, because I've got the money to buy payware, and to me, I like the reality, trying to emulate real world. Just hang on a sec. I've got to talk to this Oscar Tango November. Things are happening. Yep. Adelaide ATIS. Okay.
Adelaide Terminal in.
Okay, so I've just cleared him for the ILS. Oscar Tango November. Good. Yeah, so, well, that's a bit, I'm totally confused. Let's go back to the DC-9 around in VATSIM. Fantastic. If you fly the DC-9, it's not a problem at all. You know, if you need vectors, you need vectoring. You're not a hassle. It's just that there's nothing in a perfect world. You like things to be all nice and up with modern technology and all, but there are people that do fly in real life, and that air traffic controller have to be able to cope with that. So, and that, you've got to be able to vector, and that's, so don't think of anything as being a hassle. It's just that if anything, it might be the air traffic controller who might be the hassle, because he says, "Oh, why isn't he on a settle star?" You know, well, that makes life easy, yeah, via the star descent to blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, you should know how to vector aircraft as well, because exactly for that way, because not all aircraft are able to go on the Citadel star. So never think Aussie aircraft. Never think you're a hassle, because if the air traffic controller complains about being a hassle, well, that's a reflection on him and not you. I'm amazed that he's. I think this is the Learjet. It says Cessna 25, the Learjet, the citation. I think they've got a maximum.
Melbourne Centre, good afternoon. Whiskey Charlie Hotels and A320 IFR taxi Mildura for Melbourne 8 perfect.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel, g'day Melbourne Centre, Squawk 3275, no reported IFR.
3275, no reported IFR traffic. Whiskey Charlie Hotel.
Yeah, so as I was saying, it's. But I just find that strange. 747, newly released, and it can't fly SIDS and stars. Am I missing something? Or was the 747? I don't know the history of 747s back the 200. I mean, the 400 obviously had the SIDS and stars, but why wouldn't the 200 have it? Or was that released earlier? I'm not sure. But anyhow, at the end of the day, it's air traffic controllers should be able to handle that. Yeah, going back to this the Cessna citation, I think they can cruise up to flight level 400 or something. They're amazing. So Whiskey Charlie Hotel and Airbus 320, okay. Oscar Tango November, runway 35. Oh, you can't hear me. So I've just given them clearance to land. So every time I do that, and that gives me it tells me that that I've given him the clearance to land. Now Q-Link. Okay, let's have a look at. Q-Link 1065, star clearance available. Don't tell me, oh no, Rossi. Oh, anything could happen here. Q-Link 1065, breaking up, say again.
Q-Link 1065.
Star clearance available, sir.
Go ahead, Q.
Q-Link 1065, you cleared the Boise 7 Alpha arrival runway 34. When ready, descent to 9,000. Melbourne QNH. So stand by for Melbourne QNH. $10.65, you still with me?
Q-Link 1065, request radio check.
Yeah, read you now, sir, but just confirm you've received the star clearance.
QNH, 8M, the Boise 7 Alpha arrival runway 34 and request QNH, Q-Link 1065.
Roger, Q-Link 1065, Melbourne QNH 1003.
When ready, Q-Link 10.
Yeah, Q-Link 1065. Obviously, you've got audio problems, sir. You're breaking up. Yeah, Rossi's always a problem. Anyhow. Oh, yeah, 450. That's right. Actually, yeah, they can go higher. Yeah, exactly. Pocket rockets. Yeah, well, I know vectoring obviously, as we all know, adds a tremendous workload on the air traffic controller, but any air traffic controller worth his salt will be able to handle it because he doesn't have to worry too much about other aircraft on SIDS and stars. You know, it's just descend to 5,000, descend to 3,000, descend to 9,000, blah blah blah. Whereas, so it's really. If any issues, well, put it this way, the only issue, and I've seen it heaps of times, where the centre controller is not doing his job and not providing enough lateral separation between when they pass off their aircraft to the approach controller. You know, they haven't stacked up on one another, and that's where it becomes a bit of a shit fight. And then you have to, because the centre controller...
Melbourne Centre, Whiskey Charlie Hotel departure.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel, go ahead.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel departed Mildura time 5 passing 6,900 climb flight level 330. Tracking Natya estimates Natya time 08.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel, stand by. Okay, he's estimating that yet time 08. It's got 09. Whiskey Charlie Hotel, just verify level passing now.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel is 8,900.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel identified. You cleared to Canberra as filed. Enter control area on climb to flight level 330.
Roger, Canberra provide Natya plan to climb flight level 330, Whiskey Charlie Hotel.
Well, basic aircraft are much more fun to fly. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, the more basic aircraft, mind you, though, the DC-6 and all that, or DC-9, yeah, they're challenging to fly, and that's the end of the day. I think they're a lot more fun than flying the modern day jets. And even though I probably haven't flown about, before MSFS came out, nearly 2 years, I'd say. But I love flying the VFR. I like flying the old, like I said, the MD-11, even though I've got a bit of a soft spot for the MD-11, but yeah, that's what I love to fly. It's there's no challenge in just pushing buttons and then, you know, I'm fine or disconnecting your autopilot and landing. I mean, yeah, okay, if that's what does it for you, but I don't know. We're all different, I guess. Oh, it's gone cold, mate. It's bloody. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Whiskey Charlie Hotel will. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Jack. The IFR aircraft, after about 5 flights, get very boring. VFR is a lot more interesting from experience. Exactly. And especially with I guess a great setup at the moment would to have MS 2020 for your VFR, X-plane for your IFR, and then probably at a later date, probably 6 months' time, probably use MS 2020 exclusively. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's chai, Peter. And it's bloody cold chai, and I'm going to get the missus here. Hang on. I don't know how to mute me microphone. I'm going to shout out to my wife. Where's my chai tea? I've got a fantastic wife, by the way. Geez, I'm lucky. I don't know how Ended up marrying such a wonderful lady, but anyhow, luck's a fortune, they say. Now, Keeling 1065 centre. So I told this guy to go down to 9,000.
Center, Keeling 1065, go ahead.
Keeling 1065, just confirm, are you near your top of descent yet, sir?
Yeah, firm, just commence.
Keeling 1065, via the start descent to 5,000.
1065.
Yeah. Oh, well, if you like prepared, yeah, I flew prepared, but I don't know. I mean, the flight dynamics, yeah, of course, but the bloody scenery. I mean, obviously with the payware scenery and all that, but the default scenery compared to MS 2020, well, there's no comparison, is there? Yeah, well, that's probably right. Yeah, Jack, yeah, buy MS for VFR. And, you know, they're continually working on. I mean, have a look at I think the latest update, they're looking into their weather. They're, obviously they've updated several regions as far as scenery, improving. They're continually improving. So I've got a lot of faith in MS 2020. And it'll be for, definitely in 6 months' time, I'll probably, yeah, I'll have it in, hopefully by then I'll have it installed. But, you know, there'll always be updates and I think it's just going to be a great product in 6 months' time. And I'm sure X-Plane will try to, you know, I guess X-Plane 12 will be sort of on that, even though they've got fantastic flight modelling, and they'll now improve their scenery because obviously MS 2020 just dominates the scenery market as far as I'm concerned, or the scenery. Keeling 1065 centre.
Center, Keeling 1065.
Just advise your score code, sir.
Confirm 4360.
Keeling 1065 negative, sir. Should be 4340.
Amending score 4340.
No wonder. See how that little cross in there? If I deselect. See there's a little cross? It shouldn't be. You should just have one circle. I told you this guy's a pain. Absolute pain. Anyhow, we got to deal with it, don't we, guys? I mean, at the end of the day, it's VATSIM. You got to be able to deal with all sorts of shit. Okay, no worries, Will. Okay, let's put the maps for Melbourne for runway 34 Melbourne, runway 34 names, and the reason I asked is because this little error window came up saying that he wasn't squawking the right code. So that's another thing that I always keep handy. It's fantastic. Gives you a heads up. Now, I don't know what he's doing.
Melbourne Center, Keeling 1065. Passing 9,000.
Yeah, passing 9,000. I gave him clearance down to 5,000. Sorry, 1065. Say again.
5, we're passing 300 on descent.
1065, your communications is absolutely shocking, sir. Just confirm, are you on 120 decimal? I look like a goose now, fuck's sake. He's made me look like an idiot. Just confirm you're on 124.0, sir.
Hey, firm 123. Aircraft on the same frequency.
Yeah, Q-Link 1065, you were clear down to 5,000, sir.
55.
See, he's the pain, this guy, really is. I mean, I'll let you in on a little secret with this guy. Every time he came on, and I was controlling Milk Run Monday, I used to log off. There you go, straight from the horse's mouth. You all know the truth now, because this guy was an absolute pain. And I know it's terrible, unprofessional, but you reach a certain, everyone's got a certain level of, what's the right word, tolerance, and he just extended mine. And I know it's terrible. I shouldn't do it, but, you know, I'd make up some excuse, you know, my grandma's dying or whatever. See, now I know, see how this guy, good old Will, see how he's squawking mode Charlie, squawking the right code. See how you got concentric circles? Like if I deselect him. See, that's how it should be. This guy still got that little cross in the middle. So he's doing something wrong. And I guarantee he probably doesn't know how to squawk mode Charlie. But I'm not going to argue. See, this guy's the same. See, it's just a circle. It's mode Charlie. Good old Mr. What was his name again? Oh, Rossi, that's it. Yeah. So, anyhow, you've got to keep you cool. Ah, that's great. What's great? Me logging off when Rossi came, or killing 1065 via the star descent to 4000?
4,000.
Yeah, see, radio's not frequency, you know, everything's just a shit fight with this bloke. Instead of Will here, this guy, he's MPR. I've never seen that. Hang on. Anybody know what MPR means? Oh, I've never seen that. MPR. I'll get a MPR. Anybody? MPR. Oh, I've got to find what that means. Yeah, no, that's right. Well, you know, there comes a point. I mean, see, I was brought up in an environment where if you didn't know the answer, you know what the teacher used to say? Well, go find out. Where would I go to find out? It's an oceanic thing. Yeah, I would go and, you need to find out. And we were taught killing 1065 via the star descent to 3000.
3,000, killing 1065.
So, you know, missed position report. Oh, okay, thanks. Okay. You know the position reports, you know how you got these little, the position reports on a real map has got like a dark triangle, and that's where you, okay. But he's in controlled airspace and he's under radar control. So why would he, oh, I might be missing something here. Did anybody, why would he be putting in a position report if he's under radar contact? Because all this area is all under, it's not AD, well, even ADSB, but it's all, you don't need to do a position report. Okay, well, I've never controlled Oceanic, Will, so that is out of my scope of sort of knowledge. Yeah, resume my navigation. I didn't even know what I'll put money on was responsible for log off or two when I started Milk Run. Yeah, just delete the ETA at no gip. Okay, all right. Delete. I don't know. Yeah, do that. And look at that. Beautiful. Well done. Thanks, Will. Yeah, Q-Link, what's going on? He's coming into Canberra, so... Q-Link 1065, you clear the unave approach runway 34, report established.
3-4, we're visual Q-Link 1065.
Okay, Will, have you sort of logged off, not logged off?
Melbourne Centre, good day. It's Q-Link 125 on descent. We're currently just descending to 5,400.
Q-Link 125, good day Melbourne Centre, Squawk 3267.
3267, Q-Link 125.
Q-Link 125, verify level passing now.
Q-Link 125 passing 8,000, correction at 28,200.
Q-Link 125 identified. Descent to flight level 210, standby for star clearance.
Descent to flight level 210, we'll go Q-Link 125.
Q-Link 125, you cleared the AVBEG 4 Alpha arrival, runway 35.
Cleared the AVBEG 4 Alpha, runway 35, Q-Link 125.
So, yeah, this day and age, we're going back to, you know, when on my days we're told, well, you know, there was a ton of resources out there. Why hasn't this guy looked at, you know, what to do and where to go and listen online and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I don't know. I don't understand it. If my radio's not working properly, what do I do? Where do I go to tune it up, you know? YouTube. What are the right settings for flying on VATSIM in whatever, using the V-Client pilot? Not sure. Anyhow.
1065 ready.
Q-Link 1065, runway 34, clear land. Oh, okay. Aviator 997. Oh, good one. I liked your departure report too. You obviously saw my video. All right, where you going? Point Lincoln. Very good. Okay, where's your top of descent? We'll have a look. Between Adelaide and Yorkie, I suppose. All right. Okay, where do we got? Canberra QNH 1004.
Resolution requester to Carroll, Ben Yankee.
Q-Link 125 via the star descend to 8,000, Canberra QNH 1004.
Descent via star to 8,000, QNH 1004, Q-Link 125.
Melbourne Centre Whiskey Charlie Hotel request.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel, go ahead.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel, got some time tonight. Request diversion to Sydney, please. Present position requester to Cullen. I'll give you the rest of it very shortly.
Yeah, sorry, Whiskey Charlie Hotel, direct to, say again, where?
Direct to Cullen. It's just after Canberra. It's Charlie Uniform Lima, India, November.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel, just confirm, are you landing at Canberra?
We're just going to divert to Sydney tonight.
Whiskey Charlie Hotel, standby. So, I'm flying aviator. So you want to go to Canberra, you want to go to Sydney instead of... Okay, standby one. Where's you going? Whiskey Hotel, Whiskey Charlie Hotel from present position, track direct Cullen plan route.
Direct Cullen, thanks, Whiskey Charlie Hotel.
Yeah, that's right, Jack. There's a great documentation guide for a Class G airspace. Exactly. Okay. All right, so this Q-Link 1065, he's finally landed. God, thank heaven for that. I think my wife's going to top up my tea. Liz? Oh, look at that, eh? On cue, she's bought me a fresh cup, eh? She's fantastic. My God, she got a second Pfizer jab today too. Yep, okay. I want to do a flight tomorrow, outbound. I'm going to Sydney, make it easier. I want to do a flight tomorrow, outbound from where? Okay. Let's amend your flight plan. So we'll modify that and we'll go... Oh, can I delete it? That's basically how you do that. Okay, what do we got? Delta Uniform November. Oh, that's... Oh, the smell of chai tea. Oh, nectar of the gods, I reckon. Okay, I keep doing this. I try to stay on top of things. How does the... What's Adelaide say?
Adelaide Terminal in...
Yeah, how does that citation fly? Who's flying it again? Aviator 997. How do you find it? Okay, what do we got? Information, ATIS information for Sydney has been updated. The winds are 200 now at 16 knots. I'm diverting Sydney because it's easier for my flight tomorrow to Singapore. Okay. Hi, Nick. My name is Arthur, and we chatted a couple of weeks ago, and you gave me. I have a question. Oh yeah, I remember this guy, Arthur. Qantas 234. Okay, Whiskey Charlie Hotel. Okay, we've lost Whiskey Charlie Hotel. Okay. Keelink 125 via the Star descent to 7,000.
Descend via Star to 7,000, Q-Link 125.
Oh, okay. And how lovely the sim crashes. What sort of, have you got an old computer? I'm not sure. If you've got 16 gigabytes of, they say gigabytes is adequate, but I'm not convinced 16 gigabytes. I've got 32. I just put in another 16 gigs of RAM. I reckon you need 32 to run MS 2020. That's what I reckon. But hey, that's just a stab in the dark. I've got no idea. Okay, so Keelink 125 D via the Star descent to 6,000. You cleared the ILS runway 35 approach. Report established.
Via the Star descent to 6,000, cleared ILS runway 35 approach. Wilco, Q-Link 125.
Melbourne Centre, Q-Link 1065, radio check.
Oh shit, here we go. We got him. 1065, read you 5x5. Okay, young Arthur. I think it's young Arthur. Setting back at Melbourne Airport, how does one work out which runway to approach when flying into Adelaide? Well, this guy obviously is very, very, very new. That's pretty basic, isn't it? Would that be a fair answer? Most often fly into the wind direction. That sound about right? Is that sort of... Obviously, he's very, very new. Oh, by the way, if you guys get ever this and you need to clear it, you just hit the the shift key and the plus sign, and you get rid of it. Okay, so if you ever get that situation. Now remember, this guy's Delta Uniform November between Adelaide and York. Now, what level would I assign this guy, Delta Uniform November? Okay, Arthur said he's just come back. Okay, so he's obviously very, very new to flying. But yeah, you've got to be prepared for these questions. I mean, you know, for us, we take it for granted. Now, you see, he wants to fly, there's Port Lincoln over there. So you've got to keep in controlled airspace. So, and you can see the levels out here, controlled airspace 125. So you want to keep him in controlled airspace. Delta Uniform November, when ready, descend to flight level 130.
One ready, descent flight level 130, Delta Uniform November.
And then when ready, you leave control area D, send in no reported IFR. That's all you have to do, this guy. Delta Uniform November, which is, who was it again? Will? No, not Will, sorry. Aviator 90. Aviator 97.
Q-Link 125 established on the ILS.
Q-Link 125, runway 35, clear to land.
Runway 35, clear to land, Q-Link 125.
So, yeah, young Arthur, I'm taking he's pretty young. So, and these are things like we take for granted, but hey, you know, like anything in life, you've got to learn, don't you? Will, I have 32, I was testing some scenery. Which scenery? Is it sort of payware or what scenery was it, Will?
Delta Uniform November, request traffic port Lincoln November Delta.
Delta Uniform November, no reported IFR.
Delta Uniform November.
Now, we got this guy here, SHU. I've never seen that call sign, SHU. SHU. Okay, let's go. Remember, last time I've got this thing called airline codes. Let's go to SHU. Never had any guesses what it is. Holy shit! What the hell? Satir, Russian. Jesus. Yeah. Okay, Satir. All right. Thank God for that. Satir. There you go. So you got 32, and it was, yeah, what scenery were you doing, Will? I'd like to know. Okay, we got Jetstar coming my way. We've got a couple of guys at Orange. One's going to... Okay, one's going to Sydney. Satir, I think this guy was one of the 747-200. There we go. Who was the guy who somebody said the 747-200? So this is the plane that doesn't have the SIDS and stars. Okay, that's interesting. I've got Melbourne's updated weather. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think he might have logged off actually. I'll get him to contact me. Sydney Towers online. G'day. Excellent. I'll put him on to runway 23. G'day. Everyone, g'day. Yeah, thanks for the orbits before. It was awesome. Okay, good. Now, let's have a look at... Always read the remarks. Okay, Adelaide, recap. When you can't do SIDS or stars, always an idea to put down in the remark session, unable to accept SIDS or stars. That's something. Until the missus tells me either to chop the wood, bring out the dust, bring out the bins. Actually, what's today? Friday? No, not bin day today. Or what else does guys do? Hang out the washing. Yeah, or you're not stealing. Hey, Will, you're not stealing Wollongong. You're more than welcome, mate. Makes my job a lot easier. Because by rights, Wollongong, I have to accept bloody guys going up to coming from Brizzy and all that, and I don't want to do that. So you're quite welcome to take over Jet. Well, I haven't really accepted Jetstar 475. Yeah, by all means, Will. And you can do it with this Royal Flying Doctor guy up here, 261. So that's a bit of... So Royal Flying Doctor, and there's Ambulance 277. It's these guys here, Will, so you can deal with them. And here we go. We got this... Yeah, okay. He can't. Okay. Okay, how do we deal with this guy? Free text. Squawk 3256.
Juliet 125 vacated, runway 35.
Q-Link 125, taxi to the bay, cross runway 1230.
Taxi to the bay, cross runway 20, correction, 1230, Juliet 125.
Now, see, if I click between the 1, 2, or the 2 and the H, it gives me this, because he's on this, on the CPDLC blah, 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 that's how you get this thing up, by the way. So whenever you're getting these text messages from these guys, so I won't even tell him he's cleared the... So obviously he might be rushing this bloke. I'll look at my... I'll look at my VATSIS. Where is he? Okay, Vladimir Bieber. He's a commercial... Oh, he's been rated commercial multi-engine license. So he's obviously done a few flights on VATSIM, so he knows his stuff, I guess. Delta Uniform November, when ready, leave control area descending, no reported IFR. Stand by for area QNH.
Please leave controlled area on descent, Delta Uniform November.
Qantas 88, request airspace clearance. Oh, shit. Qantas 88. No. What's wrong with these people? How hard is it? You know, I know, I'm getting picky here. How hard is it to buy a headset and to... I don't know. I don't know what it is, you know. See, once again, see, this guy doesn't. Melbourne Approach is online. Okay, let's have a look at area QNH. Area QNH. If it comes up. No, it's not going to come up. That's not working. Go back to...
Juliet 125, shutting down. Thanks very much for the service.
Q-Link 125. I'll going to VAT Spy, and Point Lincoln is not showing up. Yeah, Delta Uniform November. Sorry, no information regarding, or no QNH, area QNH available. Just stand by.
Not a problem, Delta Uniform.
Those noises you hear, this is the messages coming through on the CPDLC, whatever they call it. Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen this before. So it says weather TSGR. What does that mean? Thunderstorms GR. Quick, anybody can enlighten me? Okay, well, not a worry. Put up a shelf, fix a computer, can go on for ages, mate. It's 8:30. Holy shit, where are you? It must be in bloody Sydney, not Sydney, in New Zealand. Oh, GR is hail, thanks. Oh well, typical Melbourne weather. Holy crap. So let's get the ATIS for Melbourne. Okay, so we got yeah, don't worry about caps. I do it all the time. Okay, let's see if we can find this area QNH. Here we go. Okay, Port Lincoln is there. It's area. I wish we could zoom in here, but Port Lincoln is round about there, which is area. I'm not sure. Frustrating, but I think it's 80. But what you can do is you've got I saw it here the other day, maps, area QNH. And it gives you area 50. So if we go back to here, area QNH, and I think that says 50. Delta Uniform November, area QNH is 1012.
1012, Delta Uniform November.
So that's how you work it all out. So what area it is. Before you never had this utility. So yeah, so that's quite handy. Where is it? Maps, area QNH. I don't want that to stay up there. Yeah. A lot of things happening here. Online extending MDE for Melbourne Wollongong. Good. Thank God for that. That means if you're extending, or if you want this, see I've got that selected, you push that idle. Now that means I'm no longer doing Wollongong, and I'll get Wollongong there, apply, and that shaded area disappears. So that's how you deal with that. Feels like granite hitting the windscreen. Grab your nappy is how instructor taught me. Oh, hail in a 172, not good. Yeah, okay. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it feels like GR granite hitting the windscreen. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Chris. Well, there you go. Online extending Mungie, hello, Sydney approach. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. GR granite. Okay. No one in Adelaide, on the ground at Adelaide. There's a few people in Melbourne, but we've got Melbourne Approach online here, so they can talk to them. Oh, here we go. We got a call.
Hey, Nick.
Hi, how you going?
Jetstar 475, I don't think they saw you still in Wollongong. It's just entering a sector now. Just pick them up.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's untracked. Just so you know.
Okay, cheers, mate. Thanks. Okay, what do we got? Delta, he's off to, yep. And we got, what was this guy again? SHU. What was it again? Satir. Someone's trying to contact me. Yep.
Melbourne Centre, good day, just 475, flight 360.
Just 475, g'day, Melbourne Centre. Lovely. They're the sort of transmissions I like. Nice and easy. There you go. Concise, accurate. I think we've lost Satir. Someone's trying to. Someone in Wagga, maybe. Probably Delta Lima November. Trying to contact me. He's on the 208. Oh, the workhorse. The Grand Caravan. Oh, has anyone ever flown the Grand Caravan in MS 2020? If that's just tell me what it's like if you have. Because there's some actually mods. Oh, well, there's mods to everything for. Improvement mod. There we go. GitHub. There we go. Okay. What's the latest? Based on the Vanilla Sim update 4 is the mod. Well, we're up to almost 6. We've had 5, which was a bit of a Okay, working title G1000 avionics, works with vanilla. Your damper working, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, he's obviously taken off. Didn't worry about taxi call because he couldn't get hold of me. Okay. So who's Delta Lima November? Let's go back to that spy. Delta Lima November is a guy called Brad. Oh, okay, BHHH. Okay. I'll get him to. Actually, I'll be right back, guys, because just. I'll be right back, guys. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's go. Actually, I stuffed up there, boys. You know why, don't you? Because look, he's not even in. This is the 5,000. This is class Charlie. So whatever you do, guys, don't do what I just did. There we go. We've got bells and whistles happening everywhere. Yeah.
Adelaide.
Theoretically, I should tell this guy about the Otis change, but when you're doing text and all that, I don't need to talk to Delta Uniform November anymore. I'm not sure if Delta Lima November called me, but anyhow. Also, if you're on. Well, that's something actually, yeah, good question regarding to Sawatch. And that's something you've actually caught me out, because when do you actually cancel Sawatch? I'd say you would. If it's an uncontrolled aerodrome and you are an IFR 320, you do cancel the Sawatch. Because otherwise, how do they know if you landed safely? So, but that, yeah. So I'm taking an educated guess here, Jason. And yes, you do. Well, basically, when you do your taxi call, Jason, you do your taxi call and uncontrolled air, and you get you get your clearance when you're on the ground. That to me it means that's the whole idea of the SAR watch. You know, that basically it's to make sure you've landed at the nominated airport and you've landed safely. That's the whole idea of it. Otherwise, if you haven't cancelled your SAR watch, guess what happens? And there happens, and I know for a fact it happened in real life. People have forgot. They just plainly forgot about it. And guess what? All of a sudden, you got choppers and people up in the air, and because they forgot to cancel their SAR watch. So that's basically what you need to. That's the whole idea of SAR watch. I'm not sure if Delta Lima, while I was away having a little toilet break, probably Delta Lima November contact me. Anyhow, we'll let him fly away. Yep, exactly. The choppers come out looking, exactly. Okay, we've got Alpha Charlie. See, now, once again, I know what this guy, he's going to go and come into my airspace. See, because you're an IFR aircraft, flying into controlled airspace, in other words, Class Charlie, you still need you need a clearance. And this guy is not aware of it. And that's why it's so important when you're flying, you've got to consider all these factors and get to know this chart. If you're flying VFR and you want to come into from Lilydale, which is out here, and you want to go along this way, the Sugarloaf, quite rightly, as somebody, yeah, but know of your responsibilities. Yeah, sure, I can fly that, but it doesn't mean I'm entering controlled airspace here. Now, up here, of course, this is where you leave controlled airspace. You're flying at 2,500. But this guy is flying at 5,500. See? So, I understand what he's trying to do, but also know of your... When you're flying VFR, you've got to, know how to fire your flight plan for VFR. You've got to know the right level, okay, and do I need to talk to anyone? They're the three things you know. Oh, and also you've got to, when you're planning your height, you're not going to hit the side of a mountain. So know what sort of, besides picking the right altitude for VFR flying, whether it's going east or west, but also you've got to maintain what they call terrain clearance. So it's all, the only thing that VFR excludes you from, which you don't have to, is probably talk to air traffic control, if you can. I mean, once I start doing my videos, I'll start doing videos on basically going from one uncontrolled airspace to another, and so obviously that'll be CTAFs. And then I'll go from a CTAF to a Class D, and then I'll go from a Class D to a Class D, and then I'll go from a Class D to a Class Charlie, and then I'll go from a Class Charlie, well, everyone knows Class Charlie to Class Charlie, but, but hopefully I'll try to do flights that are like real-world flights and sort of emulate real-world flights and hopefully emulate what happens in the real world. Oops, shit. I forgot about. Yep. Thank God, approach is on. I forgot about Melbourne approach. Yeah, well, Jason, you make a very good point. Let's be honest here. Most people on VATSIM don't know how to access the chart, let alone understand it. Probably on their mum's work computer using a mouse going for a joy fight. Well, exactly right. Be prepared for anything. Is that what did that? Go, be honest, Aviator. Is that what happened to you? You got that call, did you? Chase, VATSIM needs to tighten up a bit, don't you think? When you say tighten up, I just think there needs to be a certain standard that yeah, no more autobiographies on. Yeah, just VATSIM. There must be a certain standard. And I still don't understand. I must be politics, not politics. I think it might be politics trying to get the numbers on. If VATSIM's got 4,985 people flying and ICAO's got 1,300, VATSIM board of members go, whoopee, look how good we are. But there's no regulations. Some 12-year-old kid on his mum's computer with a bloody mouse can fly on it.
Delta Uniform November, landed Port Lincoln, optimal cancel Soutwatch.
Delta Uniform November, Soutwatch terminated. Yeah, so maybe it's the politics. Yep, 5 minutes after my side time. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so basically maybe VATSIM, it's all about numbers, and if you don't have any regulation, you don't have any sort of prerequisites of being able to fly online, well, it's open slather, and look at our numbers. Look, we got 6,000 people flying online of VATSIM. Whereas if you start imposing sort of restrictions, now you've got to know how to do this radio call, you've got to know how to do that. Some 14-year-old kid, you think it's all going to be too much, I think. And that's probably why they don't really enforce it. Whereas if air traffic control, well, with piloting you can sort of wing it. You know what I mean? Whereas I guess that's why they impose a regulation or getting some sort of verification or qualification as far as a controller, because you can't wing it. You either do it right or you do it wrong.
Center, just 475, we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Just 475. And just 475, these messages are annoying. So what do we got at Melbourne? We got 260 at 2 knots. An A320 can land at 27, so please. Okay, now you're getting on my tits. Maps, Adelaide, we'll go runway 23. I'll give this guy runway 23. So that way I know that he's out of my hair. Yeah, so I guess that's what it's all about. It's just getting the numbers, and they're playing basically, I guess it's all about the numbers game, I suppose.
Jetstar 475, back with you.
Jetstar 475. Are we going to go with guess the wind's, what is it, 260 at 2 knots. No big deal. Oh, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Yeah, there are some switched on. And I remember when I've said this 4,875,653 times. I remember when Whitey, James White, was 14 or 15. Yeah, he was very switched on. Well, no surprises, he's now a bloody Qantas pilot, so hello. So yeah, there are. So I guess I have to retract that statement while I drink my cold chai tea again. Yeah, so there are some, don't get me wrong, but they're the exception. Yeah, that's a valid point about making a server just for. But surely there might be. I'm sure there's. I know there are. You know how VATSIM they've always had that. They've updated their P1 and P2 or whatever they call it. So I guess it's really the onus is on the pilot and have the initiative to go through all that. And I think there should be just a basic level, like get a P2 or P3 or whatever you want to call it, and then come and fly on VATSIM. I think because there is a lot to learn. And I guess, if the person's not capable of understanding, oh, well, I'm sorry, this is hobby is not for you, go throw a basketball or something. And as much as I like to encourage people to come on, but just some people aren't just cut out for it. I mean, at the end of the day...
Jetstar 475, request descent.
Jetstar 475, go ahead. I bet you it's his...
Jetstar 475, approaching top descent.
Jetstar 475, you're cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival, runway 34, when ready to descend to flight level 210.
Lizzie 8 Alpha, runway 34, descent level 210, I'm ready. Jetstar 475.
Jetstar 475 Centre.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, there's an amendment to the clearance. There's been a runway change to 27, so your star clearance amended. Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival runway 27.
Lizzie 8 Alpha, runway 27, just 475.
Yeah, well, that's a good point, Chris. Yeah, we had newbie night in the past. As a pilot in transition, newbie night for both 827 pilots would be valuable. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I know. Bazzing, yeah, it's friggin' cold, mate. Yeah. There'll come a day when I'll actually drink a hot chai tea while talking to you blokes and controlling. How's that for multitasking? Oh, shit, it's pissing outside. This is I live in Perth, and this is really crap weather out there. Maybe that's why I'm controlling tonight. But, yeah, so maybe that's my goal. Before I die, I want to be able to do all those things, 3 things all at the same time. Now, that would be an accomplishment. I reckon if I ask my missus for another tea, do you reckon to be pushing it? Do you reckon that she'll get the old rolling pin out? Yeah, Delta... when I had that background squelching, I guarantee it's probably Delta Lima November trying to contact me. So, and he hasn't worked that out of text yet, maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, what's happening? We've got Qantas 88 lining up on runway 27. And he's going to Sydney. And who else we got? We've got Cathay coming into Melbourne. We've got Jetstar going to Hobart. And we got the VFR Bravo Alpha Charlie. So I've got a couple of guys down in Melbourne, and so it might get quite busy. What is it, Friday night? Oh, yeah. I should be in my pyjamas by now. Normally by 4 o'clock I'm in my pajamas. So, you know, it's the beauty of when you get old, you see. Yeah, I know. It's No Life Nick. That's what they call me. NL November Lima November. Actually, when I install Microsoft FS 2020, I'm going to call myself November Lima November. So when you ever hear that call sign, you'll be, oh shit, it's Nick online. Yep, No Life Nick. So that's what's going to happen in the future, guys. And I'm actually just diverging off the topic. I don't know if any of you guys are on Pilot Edge. Now, even though it's American, you know, but I tell you what, and you don't necessarily have to join. They give you 2 weeks free, but it's a great, and their calls are different. You know, there are some nuances or idiosyncrasies that the Americans use, and their airspace is they've got one class more than us, like their Bravo. They've got Bravo airspace, which is the big, the equivalent of our Charlie. But still, at the end of the day, it is instructional. And once I install the MSFS, I'm actually going to do it offline and actually fly there. They've got what they call a CAT system for the VFR.
Melbourne Centre, citation 927, radio.
Citation 927. Is that what he said? Station calling San again.
Citation 927, radio check.
Citation 927, read you 5 by 5.
Order citation 927, requesting IFR to Melbourne.
November 927, just stand by one.
Stand by, citation 927.
Citation 927, you're cleared to Melbourne as filed, not above 4,000 runway, correction, not above 5,000 runway 23, Adelaide for departure, squawk 6037, and departures with me on 125.3.
Roger, clear to Melbourne, filed not above 5,000 out of runway 23. Adelaide for departure, squawk 6037, and the departure frequency is with you on 125.3.
November 927. Not sure.
Adelaide Terminal Information Lima.
Oh boy, these drive me nuts. Just R475 descent to 9,000. Melbourne QNH is 1004.
Descent 9,000, 1004, Jetstar 475.
Okay, prime example of someone who wouldn't pass 16 gigabytes is enough. Is it? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel more confident with 32. I updated to 32 gigabytes because I play other hobby is poker, so I've got software that needs 32 gigabytes. So that's the reason. But I thought, well, you know, and it's going to help my MS 2020 as well. So, but yeah, like I said, that was the prime reason I did it. Okay, so now I'm sure that I've got the Melbourne ATIS and I haven't given it up. So Okay, not to worry. Yeah, so what were we talking about? Yeah, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt having more RAM, I reckon. Anyhow. So where's this guy going? Qantas 88. Okay, yep. Okay, Qantas 88. Who are you? I like to always... Vasco. Okay. Not sure what you're doing, Vasco. Anyhow. Yeah, pilotage. Exactly. You know what to do, Wallop. Pilotage, yeah, it's very instructional, and I plan to actually do those cat routes, and it's probably worthwhile taking up to 2 weeks. You could probably do a few of them while you get the 2 weeks free, but they're very, very instructional, you know. And like I said, even though the radio calls mightn't be, but it's just to deal with what you need to say. Like, for example, we're going into their Class Ds, very similar to what you do in our Class Ds. So that, you know, for me, I plan to actually fly those particular cat, or what they do, those cat ratings. And I don't know, I might even, just for my own, I don't know, knowledge, just increase my knowledge. And should I fly to in America? Because at the end of the day, you know, I don't want to limit myself just flying in Australia. I want to be able to go to America and fly VFR around there and whatever. I mean, the scenery around there is magnificent, some of the places. So anyhow, that's what I plan to do. This is all it's all on the cards. Now, best hand off to Jetstar 475, contact Melbourne approach on 132.0. G'day.
132.0, Jetstar 475.
Yep.
Citation 927, ready to taxi.
I forgot the taxi at November 927, taxi to holding point Bravo 2, runway 23.
Taxi to holding point Bravo 2, runway 23, citation 9.
Yeah, so like I said, I'd just like to, I guess places I probably wouldn't fly would be China. You know, I reckon that'd be a bit of a nightmare. I'd love to fly around New Guinea. That'd be fantastic, I reckon. I'm not sure what the scenery would be like, but yeah, I reckon just landing on those really, you know, short airstrips. I'm not sure that would surely be a challenge. Yeah, so that's a whole beauty of pilot. I'm not understand. Like I said, we're all different. People fly, you know, Melbourne to Adelaide, Adelaide to Sydney, Melbourne to Sydney, Sydney to Melbourne, Melbourne to Sydney, Melbourne to Hobart. I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess the only thing that I could find doing that is you're going to practice your different approaches. Like instead of doing the ILS at 1.6 in Melbourne, you do the VOR, or instead of going from Melbourne to Hobart, you do I don't know, the VOR approach instead of the RMP approach or whatever they got down in Hobart or the ILS. That, to me, that would probably be a thing, but I would practice all my different types of approaches. Oh, right. Is this with Pilot Edge, is it, James? Yeah, the coverage zone is Los Angeles, Oakland Center, Denver, Salt Lake, Albuquerque, Seattle. Yeah. So this is it's a wonderful tool. Microsoft is MSFS is a wonderful tool, and I think a lot of people, they get comfortable in a certain zone, and they just won't go outside that zone. And that's a bit of a shame.
G'day, Cafe 47 Flywheel 2904340.
Cafe 47, have you? G'day, Melbourne Centre. Yeah, so that's, yeah, Adelaide 4. As soon as it becomes a radar, well, you know it's a radar departure, and therefore I have to give them a signed heading. So if you're in Adelaide, it's Adelaide 4, Melbourne 6, Brisbane, whatever, being Brisbane 5. So you know straight away. And now, this is a classic. Qantas 88 checking in. This is good old Vasco, hey? Qantas 88 checking in. Don't worry about what flight level you're at. What checking in? Isn't that a classic? Do you really? Well, I mean, once again, it goes back to, you think, well, I'm going to try to fly or go on VATSIM. Let me go to YouTube, or let me listen in on VATPack and sit there and see what other people are saying when they take off. And, this is once again, it's no intuition. Qantas 88 checking in. What a classic. See, so if this guy hasn't bothered to find out what to say and do and all that, I'm being a bit harsh here, and I really am, and I want to teach people, but he hasn't even if somebody said, look, Qantas 88 passing flight level 2000, G'day Centre, or something, or that sort of along that is like. But this guy has just said checking in. He hasn't even bothered to look for, or what do I say when I take off? What do I actually need to say? For me, when I control, I usually wait for the next centre to accept the handoff before transmitting comm. Yeah, well, that's right. That's exactly. I think I did that, didn't I? I'm sure I did it. For me, when I control, I usually wait for the next. Yeah, that's right. You don't hand off before transferring. Otherwise, the other guy will say, well, who the F is this guy calling me? I didn't get a heads up. No, you always have to wait for him to accept before you can. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm never going to hear from Delta Lima November, so let's just don't worry about him. Yeah, okay. No, this is. I know what you're probably referring to. This guy was probably flashing, and I didn't because I was waffling on. I didn't take up his data tag, and so, but and he got. Maybe that's. Yeah, okay. Why the radar departure, not a sit off 2-3 for Mel? Okay, because people don't flight plan the right way. And so what that does is, as you can know, this, I'll bring up November. See, he's gone YKSC, LOLs. Now, if you look at the flight plan, the typical flight plan from Adelaide to Melbourne, the inbuilt hardware or the software says, I know that's King's code, I think. And they go, well, what the hell is that? There is no SID that gets me to this point or lols. And so they go, well, if we can't find a SID that gets us to this point, one of these points, well, we'll just put the Adelaide forward. It defaults to Adelaide, a radar departure, you see, because this guy doesn't know how to flight plan properly, or he's not up to flight plan. That's why you get so every time you get and this is a typical, I mean, there's only one way to go from there to there, and that's via this way, Hindi, Danks, along this route here, and then you go through Arby.
Citation 27, closing short runway 23 on Bravo 2.
November 927, assigned heading left 180, contact me airborne, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
Roger, after departure, assigned heading 180, then contact you on same frequency. Here for takeoff.
So in good old Vasco, so request flight level 380. So, it's rather than causing angst with yourself, just he's not following procedures. Just do what he asks. I'm not really bothered too much about him, really. I know it probably sounds totally unprofessional, but I'm always ready to help people who wants to help themselves. Okay, if people aren't ready to help themselves, and I know this is a difficult thing but like I said, there's 4 million things available online, bloody forums, everything, it just takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and people aren't prepared to do that. And if they're not prepared to make the effort, well, I haven't got much time for it, really. I'm not going to make an effort. I just follow. Like I said, I'm not following procedure. Yeah, okay, climb up the flight level. I'm not going to identify you. I'm not worried about going to radio calls. It's probably irresponsible of me to say this, but, So, going back to your question, Chris, that's why he hasn't flight planned. Because if you go and you have a look at ATC Assist and you go YPAD to YMML, and you search, and there it is. And that is the normal way. So, see, their first waypoint is Bendo. See? But this guy, November, 927, have a look. He's gone Kingscote, Lols, Y28, Spider, Wendy. He's going the completely wrong way. He's going, for the first thing, why would you go Wendy when the runway's 27 is the duty? So he hasn't even bothered looking at why fly down south and then come around when this is the way along through this way. So yeah, that's right. That pack assist, very helpful. And see, this guy, his first language, not his first language. What I used to do, I used to send him a little message, and I'm only pushing my own channel, and say, look, there's this fantastic flight planning video by a guy called Pushing Tin, and I recommend you go and watch it. And he goes, thank you very much, thanks. So I guess if I wanted to be proactive, I could actually say, well, but his first language, he's obviously his first language, not Australian or English. So now, where's Kingscote? Down there somewhere. Oh, I think we've lost him. No, we got him.
Citation 927 with you at 3000.
November 927 identified. Climb to flight level 330.
Climb flight level 330.
Now, Kingscote is right over there. I think I'll just get him to track direct to Lowell's. November 927, resume main navigation, track direct to Lowell's planned route.
Roger, receive on navigation, track direct to Lowell.
So why would you go and see? So obviously he doesn't know how to flight plan. He's going over here. Well, why go west when you want to go east? Unless there's something that I'm not seeing. So anyhow. But this is the beauty of that sim. You see some weird and wonderful things. Yeah, see this little plus sign? This means this guy's on that CPDLC or whatever it's called. This CPDLC. So you just have to click on that. So he's text and actually I'm almost tempted to tell this bloke to watch my video. And don't forget, when you're identifying, they must be, when they report, they must be at a level which is plus or minus 200 feet. And if they're outside, by rights, if they're outside that, hello, Wollongong. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Qantas88 keeps messaging me saying he just send him a contact me so he actually gets it to contact you. He keeps private messaging me.
Does he? Paying the fucking
Yeah,
ass.
he it's the fourth time I explained to him. He keeps wanting to climb for level 350.
And he
also, I've told him to message on frequencies. Keeps wanting instruction via private messages, and that's not how it works.
No, I know. Yep.
Yeah,
I know.
just let you know.
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers.
Yep. Yeah, I know. Climb to flight level 350. I'm sure that's... when's the best time? Okay. Okay, let's look at Cathay. And I'm not sure if obviously you weren't on the channel before. If you look at this guy's Cathay's flight strip, and if you middle mouse click on his sign, see how it extends? Now see under here you've got 340, 340. Now you see between Nabba and Bulla, it goes from 340, flight level 340 to 262. So you know that at Nabba, between Nabba and Bulla, that's his top of descent. So between there and there. So basically I give his star clearance just around about where it actually changes, where his level changes. So you go from Nabba to Bulla, 262. So around Nabba. So that's the way
Citation 927, can you please continue just direct to Yankee Kilo Sierra Charlie? Flight plan is flight management computer is pretty old. The plugin's old, so it's not updating the data.
Yeah, November 927. Just confirm you can track direct to Lowell's.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I can't. The computer isn't updating it. The direct isn't working. So if I can continue, it's file to Yankee Kilo Sierra Charlie.
Roger. November 927. Track as per the original flight plan, sir.
Roger, track as original file. Thank you.
Yeah, another guy doesn't know what he's doing, but hey, the world is full of them. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically how I work it out, James. You know, like I said, I know that this guy, anywhere between Nabba and Buller, he's going to start his descent because it's, like I said, if I middle mouse click, I know from Nabba to Buller, it goes from 240 to 262. So just around about Nabba, I give him the start clearance. That's how I work it out. And yeah, you don't want these guys say, oh, I'm near my top of descent. Can you have my star clearance? It's happened to me when I've been, as other people have seen. So that's not a good thing. You've got to be ahead of the game. So now you guys, anyone find the citation 550? Surely, is there their FMS, is that sort of, can you link it up to Navigraph or link it up to the layer or the nav data, some nav data? I just don't understand how he can't fly direct to LOLs. Surely there's a way to, don't you press direct and then press LOLs and away you go? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know. I've never flown the citation. It can't be that hard, can it? Unless, I don't know, default? I mean, please, fill me in, guys. Yeah, see how you've got that little plus sign? That means he's on that CPDLC or whatever it's called. Okay, we got some stuff happening here. We've got a guy at Melbourne, QJet 27, going to Sydney. We've got a guy going to Hobart, Jetstar. Oh, this guy, yep. In real life, is it, James? Oh, we've got Essendon online. How the hell is on Essendon? Oh, interesting.
Citation 927, I just figured out how to do the direct to LOL, so I'll proceed direct to LOL now. Thank you.
Oh, you must have heard me. Oh. November 927, resume our navigation, track direct to Lyles, plain route.
Roger, resume on navigation, track direct to LOL.
So he must have heard me. Cathay 47 Heavy, star clearance available.
Cathay 47 Heavy, go ahead.
Cathay 47 Heavy, you cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival, runway 27 when ready, descend to flight level 210. And I know.
Cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha, runway 27 when ready, descend level 210, Cathay 47 Heavy.
Now, can a 7-4 land on runway 27? I've got a funny feeling, depends on how heavy he is. I've got a funny feeling he can't. Anybody out there tell me otherwise? Essendon Towers online, that's nice, good. So this guy's finally worked it out. He's going to direct the LOLs. Yeah, mostly touchscreen, and yes, in real life, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. He can't hurt anyone over kicks. Exactly. No, he's having a go, and that's good. He's probably watching the stream. He's probably one of the, how many viewers? 7 viewers. Woo-hoo. Wollongong, yep, okay. I've got to give this guy a star clearance. What's happening in Sydney at the moment is 16 left and right. Okay, light showers of rain, fuel 4,000, temperature QNH 10. What's the time over here? 4:38.
Melbourne Centre, good day, Jetstar 711, passing flight level 120, climbing flight level 240.
Jetstar 711, good day, Melbourne Centre, climb to flight level 330.
Climb flight level 330, Jetstar 711.
Yeah, good question. Maybe I'm just got to have a look what it's like. Normally at this time of the night, I go from here. I normally have a walk for about an hour or so. So, and I've been on for, oh, shit, how long have I been on? Bloody a long time. 2 hours. Oh my God, 3 hours almost. Yep. There's not much else I can talk about. I think everything else is pretty well standard stuff. I can pass this guy over to Wollongong, and I'll get this guy passed off to approach, tell this guy to contact Unicom, I'm not extending, and I think that'll be it. I think that the rest is pretty sort of mundane. Hopefully once I get flying and get me, because I've got me brand new, you're not going to believe this, I bought the Honeywell yoke, I'm not joking, I'd say 6 months ago, and it's just sitting. See, I've got a room which is going to be my games room, and I'm going to buy another computer which is just personal stuff. Yeah, and the yoke has been sitting in this back room in this new desk. It's been there for the last 6 months. So, good afternoon. Can I get permission to use a sim acceleration mod at 4x? VATSIM. What are the rules, guys? Can they speed up or not? No, they're not supposed to, are they? What are the VATSIM regs? I think they don't. Yeah, I'm going to be going soon. Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to accelerate in VATSIM, or unless anyone knows if they can or not. I'll just tell them to stand by. Gaith Kawaji, OJAA. Oh, I don't know who that is. So, obviously the scenery is not too flash. Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to in the VATSIM world. I'm not sure, because otherwise... Oh, can you? And I guess no one in front of him. Oh, November. I'll just say approved. That's it. Yeah, see, have a look at this guy. See, have a look how he's flight planned. He's going via the scenic route. Yeah, closing in 5, me too. November, thanks. So, did I say that he should be on his top of descent? So, flight level 340, so multiply 34 by 3, what's that? 102. This is a quick C95. I think he's gone past his descent, top of descent. So that's 95 miles. And if you use the, what is it called, the 1 in 3 rule, well, this is how you work out your top of descent roughly. You take off the 0, or all the zeros, the 0, and the 2-digit 34, you multiply by 3, and that's 102. So he should have... See, and remember I said he's top of descent via the flight strippers between Nabba and Bulla. So he should have started his top of descent around about there. So I'm not sure. Maybe he's fallen asleep. Not sure. Anyhow, and I think I've lost Tim as well. Maybe. All right, guys. Well, a couple of days ago, I was controlling Sydney approach for a
Charlie Cathay 4700 is sending 210 now.
Cathay 47 heavy, thanks. Okay, so Sydney approached for a friend with a group flight and had all of Sydney staffed, and they had parallel departures, had to give vectors for spacing. Oh, okay, yep. Simultaneous. Okay, yep. Oh, that would have been fun. All right, guys. Well, it's been nearly 3 hours, and it's been a pleasure. Hopefully, the next time I'm looking at controlling up near Brisbane and Brisbane approach, because I want to talk about parallel runways and sort of in relation to my video that I put out in regarding to parallel runways that I put out, I don't know, about a month ago or something. So that'll probably be my next video or next stream, and we'll talk about parallel runways and all about independent and dependent and see how it actually works in practice rather than just seeing having a look at the slides, because at the end of the day, when you see something in practice, it's sort of, for some people, the penny suddenly drops. Okay, so I better log off. Till next time, guys. Thank you all for watching, and stay safe and stay